Every legendary race on Street Outlaws has a story behind it, and one of those stories started on a cold day when a group of friends found themselves bored.
As long as I have known Justin, him and all his friends have been childish, stupid, and crazy.
They were waiting for a part to fix Flip's El Camino, but the wait was dragging on. Looking for some excitement, they decided to do something unexpected. What if they bought a police car to spice things up? Today, we will dive into how this wild idea led to some of the most incredible races in Street Outlaws history. A wild plan with unexpected twists. Alicia, who is married to Justin, the leader of the group, shared that her husband and his friends have always had a knack for pulling off silly and somewhat wild stunts. On this day, with not much else to entertain themselves, they figured they might as well stir up a little excitement. Little did they know, this seemingly harmless idea would lead them down a path they never expected, one that would change everything. What happened next? Stay tuned to find out. Justin knew someone who could hook them up with just the right car for their plan. He described it as the perfect vehicle for their needs, one that looked exactly like a real police car. The plan for the evening was set. They would make illegal trial runs with a race car on public roads to test its capabilities, while the rest of the group, dressed as overly serious security guards, would try to scare and surprise a friend, adding to the thrill of the illegal race. The group spent some time picking out fake names for their security guard roles. They came up with names like Larry Tinsel, Dan Watson, and Wendell Bushman, each adding a touch of humor and drama to their faux personas. The car-buying adventure took them to a man known for his sketchy deals. Despite the obvious risks involved in dealing with him, they were all in. They understood that buying a real-looking police car wasn't exactly above board, but they were willing to take the chance. The deal was straightforward. Cash paid today, no questions asked, and they were to keep quiet about where they got the car. Once the transaction was done, the real excitement began. They were acutely aware of the car's dubious origins, so they proceeded with caution. They needed to make sure the car was in good working order without drawing too much attention. They took it for a brief test drive around the block, making sure it didn't overheat or show any signs of trouble. Their excitement reached a peak when they accidentally drew the attention of an actual police officer during their test run. The situation was ironic, given that their newly acquired cop car came without any of the necessary legal paperwork. No license plate, no registration. Nonetheless, they enjoyed the adrenaline rush that came with skirting the rules. Their antics were more than just a way to pass the time. They had a bigger plan in mind. They intended to use the cop car to play a prank on their friend Chuck, who was doing some test runs for a big race against Flip the following day. They hoped to give him a good scare and add an extra layer of excitement to the race preparations. Reflecting on the day's events, the group couldn't help but laugh at the absurdity and excitement of their actions. Purchasing the cop car for $2,500 seemed like a steal, considering the adventure it brought them. Justin felt that the fun they had was priceless, a perfect use of their money for creating unforgettable memories. They joked about their potential future careers as security guards, knowing well that their day had been filled with laughter and a bit of harmless rebellion. With their fake mustaches, tactical gear, and a dash of boldness, they had transformed a dull, chilly day into a memorable adventure. Ready to face any potential consequences, they embraced their makeshift roles with a mix of duty and reckless freedom, all in the spirit of good fun. The life of a security guard might not be glamorous, but as they suited up in their makeshift uniforms, they felt a sense of pride and amusement. They were prepared to observe and report, albeit in a completely unconventional and humorous way. Looking legit in their security guard outfits, complete with mustaches and tactical gear, they felt ready to tackle anything. The group blocked traffic, directed pedestrians, and fully embraced their roles, drawing curious glances and laughter from passers-by. By the end of the day, they were even discussing the possibilities of making a side income as security guards, half joking about turning their day of fun into a new business venture. After the crazy events of the day, the night was about to get even more thrilling as they geared up for their next big move. Friends take a risky bet for fun. The spirit of their adventure was clear. They were all about having a good time, pushing boundaries, and making the most out of an otherwise uneventful day. Whether they were dealing with sketchy car dealers dressing up in outrageous outfits or racing against the clock and the law, they did it all with a sense of humor and camaraderie that only true friends could share. As the sun set on their adventurous day, they returned home, tired but exhilarated from the excitement. They knew that days like these were the ones they would look back on fondly, reminiscing about the time they bought a police car on a whim and turned a normal day into an extraordinary one. It wasn't just about the car or the prank, it was about making memories with friends, enjoying the thrill of the unexpected, and living life a little on the edge. It was a reminder that sometimes the best adventures are the ones that are least planned, driven by spontaneity and a desire to make the most of every moment. The night was lively with anticipation and the excitement of a bold, albeit risky, stunt. A group of friends, known for their adventurous and sometimes reckless spirit, planned to give their friend Chuck a night he wouldn't forget. With spotlights ready, they intended to catch him off guard during one of his illegal test runs, a practice both thrilling and fraught with danger. The backdrop to this prank was Chuck's recent brush with the law, a traffic ticket that had left him wary of any further encounters. His friends knew the risks well. Such activities could lead to run-ins with the police, loss of their driver's licenses, and even jail time. One of them recounted his own grim experience of being caught, a consequence that included 5 years on probation, a hefty fine of over $110,000, and 4 months in jail. During one of the trial runs that evening, the car they were testing swerved unexpectedly. It was clear it needed some adjustments, but those would have to wait until morning. For now, they proceeded with their plan, which soon took a chaotic turn. Police suddenly appeared, prompting a scramble of activity as everyone was ordered out of their vehicles and onto the curb, heightening the tension and urgency of the moment. As they stood facing the officers, the reality of their predicament sank in. The fear of serious legal consequences became palpable, with one friend acutely feeling the gravity of the situation, convinced he was facing more than just a ticket this time. But it turned out to be an elaborate prank organized by their group, dubbed Top Flight Security. They had expertly mimicked the presence of law enforcement, fooling their friends into believing they were actual cops. The prank was so well executed that it left the group in a mix of shock and laughter, relieved by the realization that it was all a setup. The excitement of the night extended beyond the prank, with the group gearing up for a series of races. They had been preparing all week and felt confident about their setup. The racing kicked off with Chuck and his competitor Varley taking the lead, the outcome crucial for Chuck as he aimed to avoid the undesirable 9th spot in their racing league. As bets were placed and the competition heated, one racer humorously noted his plans for the winnings, thinking about the future and his family, adding a personal touch to the night's stakes. The races were intense, with each driver pushing to outdo the others and improve their rankings. Tony, a key racer of the night, took the driver's seat while his mentor managed the strategy. The collaboration was critical, with Tony tasked with proving his skill on the track under the guidance of an experienced racer. The atmosphere at the racetrack was charged with the roars of engines and the focused gazes of spectators and racers alike. With a track length of 660 feet to conquer, every second and every move counted. The anticipation was palpable as each racer revved their engines, each determined to claim victory. Tony, in particular, was eager to showcase his prowess, ready to dominate and secure a win that would boost his team's morale and standing. With adrenaline still high, they weren't done yet. The races ahead could bring big wins or tough losses. The ups and downs of a race night. The races brought both triumphs and disappointments. Chuck, for instance, managed a remarkable victory against Varley, overtaking him by 4 lengths. This win was more than just a race. It was a significant boost to his confidence and ranking, propelling him further up the leaderboard. Following the races, the camaraderie among the competitors was evident. Despite the fierce competitiveness, there was a mutual respect and warmth that pervaded. Exchanges of congratulations, friendly banter, and even consolatory hugs marked the end of the races, as they each acknowledged the other's efforts and challenges. The excitement didn't end with the races. The night continued with challenges being issued and accepted, as racers set their sights on their next opponents and higher rankings. The atmosphere was electrifying, with everyone motivated by the thrill of the competition and the bonds formed through shared experiences of speed and strategy. Joe, also known as the Dominator, was among those gearing up for more action. He had his eyes set on the fourth spot and was ready to challenge Jerry, known for his fast car. The upcoming race promised to be a showdown of skill, with the starting line set as the crucial battleground where the race could be won or lost. As the evening wrapped up, the racers left the track filled with adrenaline and anticipation for what was to come. They were not just racing for titles or spots on a leaderboard, they were part of a community that thrived on the thrill of the race, the strategy involved, and the relationships built around this shared passion. Each moment at the racetrack was about more than just speed. It was about living in the moment, embracing the challenges, and enjoying the camaraderie that comes with competing among friends. It was a celebration of life in the fast lane, where every race was an opportunity to test their limits, push boundaries, and make memories that would last a lifetime. As they departed, the racers were already planning their next moves, eager to return to the track where they could once again ignite their engines, challenge each other, and continue to weave the fabric of their unique racing community. The night was a vivid reminder that in their world, every race was a chance to prove themselves, to experience the sheer joy of competition, and to affirm their places in the tight-knit brotherhood of racers. In the world of street racing, every driver has their moment to shine, and for one racer, that moment is the initial 60 feet of the race. This is where he feels he can make the most impact. He's extremely competitive and would go as far as to race against his own father if it came down to it. A few days ago, another racer named Jerry was making fun of his purple car, but tonight, Jerry is silent. There's a sense of camaraderie among the racers, even though the competition is fierce. Joe, another racer and his good friend, won tonight. He's happy for Joe, but it stings a bit that he had to lose for Joe to win. The action doesn't stop there. He's got a score to settle with another racer named Gobo. He publicly challenges Gobo to a race right then and there. The challenge is accepted immediately, and they agree to race that very night. Both racers are pumped up and ready to go. He's proud of his car, known as the Death Trap. It's an '89 Ford Mustang with a powerful engine from Chevrolet and a sleek transmission system. This car has a long history of winning races and is well known in the racing community. Tonight, he's determined to show his prowess and take back his number 7 ranking. As they get ready to race, he chooses the right lane, feeling it might give him an advantage. The anticipation builds as they prepare to face off. His opponent tonight is Chuck, a tough and relentless competitor. He has prepared for this moment, knowing Chuck would be a formidable opponent. As the competition heated up, the drivers would face big challenges, testing their skills and racing legacies. The fast lane with a family legacy. His vehicle is a '64 Chevy Nova, a powerhouse with about 1,500 horsepower, capable of incredible speed and power. This car holds sentimental value as it once belonged to his father, who also raced it. It's not just a car, it's a part of his family's racing legacy. Suddenly, a flat tire threatens to derail his plans. A thorn punctures the tire, an unfortunate setback right before the race. But he doesn't let this stop him. He quickly finds a way to fix the tire and gets ready to race. This race isn't just another event, it's crucial, and he's not about to let a flat tire hold him back. The race against Gobo is intense. As soon as it starts, he takes the lead and never looks back. Gobo is nowhere in sight. He's that far ahead. He wins by a significant margin, equivalent to 3 tractor-trailer lengths. It's a clear and decisive victory. But not all races go smoothly. In another race, he forgets to activate the nitrous oxide system, a rookie mistake that costs him dearly. He's frustrated but resolves to fix this error next time. Meanwhile, Chuck is visibly upset, blaming everyone else for his failures. He accuses others of sabotaging his races, though everyone knows that street racing is about skill and fairness. Each race is a test of both the car's capabilities and the driver's skill on an unpredictable street track. Chuck continues to claim that every loss is due to external factors, bad tracks, poor road conditions, or issues with his car. He never admits to a loss, always finding an excuse. It's a pattern with him, always blaming others instead of focusing on improving his own performance. In street racing, fairness is key. Both cars face the same conditions. The street itself levels the playing field, making each race a true test of ability. But Chuck's accusations persist, threatening to overshadow the sport's integrity. Despite the challenges and the drama, the racing community sticks together. They know that at the end of the day, it's about the thrill of the race, the rush of speed, and the glory of victory. Each racer brings their best to the street, aiming to prove themselves in the heat of competition. This world of high-speed chases and roaring engines is not just about cars. It's about heart, legacy, and the relentless pursuit of speed. It's about personal challenges and the drive to be the best. And for those who race, it's not just a sport, it's a way of life. He decided to visit Chuck to address their recent disagreements about the races. He values Chuck almost like a brother, always trying to stay fair and support the rules of their racing community. His main goal in their discussions is to identify the fastest driver, although he admittedly cheers for Chuck sometimes. Despite his preferences, his commitment is to the integrity of the official rankings they all compete for, known as the list. After some time to cool off, he was hopeful they could find common ground and put their differences behind them. Upon meeting, he wanted to discuss the escalating tensions that seemed to have gotten out of hand. He felt wronged by the way others questioned his decisions, especially concerning a recent race where he didn't give Chuck the chance to challenge his rival, Gobo, again. Additionally, in that race, his car unexpectedly lifted off the ground, which led to suspicions about the condition of the road or other external factors affecting the race outcome. He explained to Chuck that blaming the road or other external elements every week was not a sustainable excuse. While this was the first time Chuck blamed the road, it always seemed there was something else to blame when the results didn't favor him. The atmosphere grew tense as it became clear that Chuck wasn't receptive to discussing any potential issues with his car or approach to racing. He didn't want to push the conversation further and risk harming their friendship even more. It seemed every time he brought up issues with the car over the last 2 years, it only resulted in arguments. He wished Chuck luck, subtly indicating that if his car continued to behave unpredictably, he'd certainly need it. Is buying a police car just a crazy stunt, or does it reveal the true rebellious spirit that drives the Street Outlaws? Could this be the reason they've dominated the racing scene for so long? Tell us what you think and don't forget to like and subscribe for more.